It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Oh Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures. It leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses. It restoreth my buzz. It leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I got up way too early, though.
I got up later than I normally do.
And I kept falling back asleep. I was like just sitting there drinking coffee, and I was like, it was weird. How you doing, Rabbit?
Love you.
I think
Yeah.
Frozen.
I made plenty.
Peekaboo, Jelly Bean. Hello, Myrtle. Good morning, Grinder. Oi. Are you back with me, Rabbit? Maybe. Oh, there, you're moving.
I'm
Can you hear
trying.
me?
You're muted.
Oh, there you go.
Never mind. Happy Saturday.
Happy
Not
Saturday.
muted, no. Just multitasking. I've been having a productive Saturday.
You're having to
Not
what?
me.
I'm having a productive Saturday.
Oh, productive. I thought you said put up with this Saturday. I'm like, oh, honey. Not me.
Oh,
I brushed my hair and I got dressed.
I didn't even, well, I got dressed.
Brushing my hair takes a lot more effort than people think.
good morning, Grinder. Good morning, Muriel.
Your arthritis is anchoring you to the bed. Oh, that sucks.
I'm sorry.
You need the cream. I can never remember what it's called. Zoltan, something like that. It works. It's amazing. It's the only thing that works. And it doesn't smell bad. Because most of them do. Icy hot, Bengay, that kind of stuff. Stinky. Oh, boy.
I put some Aquaphor in my psoriasis yesterday, and I think it helped. I need to start doing that more.
Aquaphor is nice stuff. It's a little
I love it. Like, I put it on everything. I was like, let me try it on this. Because I have a big, you can't see it, but I have a pretty big section of my head back here that, like, most of the hair is gone, and it's just, like, red and flaky and sores. Happy things with Mel.
My whole head is like that, except I have hair, which almost makes it worse. Because then it gets all caught up in there.
Yeah.
And people are like, you really wash your hair twice a day? Not anymore. But when I was in my 20s, I washed my hair twice a day. In the morning.
That's too much.
I had to because the caking up of stuff. There's just no other way. It's gotten better and worse.
You're really only supposed to wash it like twice a week, I think, which I can't only wash it twice a week. It gets too greasy and I have to wash it every day. I wash it every day, but I shouldn't, but I do.
Actually, everybody's different. You should wash your hair when it needs to be washed. And if that's every day, that's every day. But if you wash your hair every day, it's not going to be as strong.
Yeah.
Because that collagen can't seep into the dead. Your hair is dead, and it needs that collagen that's what the grease is. So if you can brush it through and do an updo, which is challenging. Y'all see me in my braids.
Yeah.
That's a no wash day. I can't stand it.
My hair usually just ends up in a ponytail anyway, just because I don't like it being on my neck. And no, I don't want to cut it. Well, I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but it is what it is.
The boar's head brush on my hair is terrible. My hair does not respond well. I get afroed. I have very wide tooth paddle comb brushes that I use that I rip through my hair, which I shouldn't do because I have less hair than I used to. But I get little dreadlocks nap on my neck. So I rip those out and then I have little short pieces in the back of my hair.
I sleep with my hair in a ponytail or a bun just because I don't like it getting tangled while I'm sleeping or wrapping around me while I'm sleeping.
When my hair was really long before I cut it off, I used to throw it over the pillows and it would go over the outside of the
Also, I have this mole right here, and sometimes my hair wraps around it, and it hurts when I try to pull it off. I'm like, ow!
Ow, that would hurt. Hey, Cora Jade, how you doing, honey? My hair used to get really oily, so I was washing like every day, but then brush.
You guys are learning way too much about Mel this morning. You're welcome.
Speaking of hair, we really need to shave my boy's head and give him a shave because he's got a Van Dyke.
He's got what?
A Van Dyke, the goatee with the little here. So he looks evil. And then he's got like Beatles hair because he's got my curls and it's just it growing out from shaved. It's actually probably most emo guys would love his hair, but I can't stand it. Hey Chrissy, good morning. Good morning. All y'all. Corey J says I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm gonna be up all day long until super late. Oh, super late tonight because it's my brother's grad party and it's an overnight thing.
Drink coffee.
I helped throw a grad party. I went to that one. That's the only grad party thing I ever did. I didn't have a grad party. I didn't even walk. First person to get an actual diploma and not GED in my family, and I didn't walk. Nobody was going to be there.
Yeah.
Everyone, like, I'm not walking. Nobody's going to be there. So, but I did get my diploma. Even my brother didn't get his diploma. He got his GED. I almost got my GED because I was I had one semester credits that I hadn't fulfilled. My high school was run like a college. You had to buy your books and stuff like that. It was definitely a college prep school. And somehow my counselor and I missed this half credit. I don't know where, I don't know when.
Yeah.
And they're like, you have to come back. And I'm like, but then I talked to the art teachers. We had multiple art teachers, and they said if I took my one, if I took at least one of their classes, I could. And if I wanted to take all day and be in the art department all day, so I got to learn all kinds of stuff. I had my first gallery showing with my paintings and my drawings. I learned how to do throw pottery. I learned how to weave. I learned photography and darkroom work. I learned jewelry making. I mean, it was great for me. It was like a year of fun. It was like camp, you know. And then I was the favorite because I was always there helping with the classes. So it was great. Coffee is gross. LOL. Love y'all, but
No, it's not. I love it.
Coffee. My oldest kept trying to grab my coffee yesterday. I'm like, no, you won't even like it. You'll take a drink and then you'll throw it over your shoulder. Leave my coffee alone.
No, throw it over your shoulder.
No.
I don't want to clean that up all the time.
So last year, not even half. It was more than halfway through the school year. I got thrust into taking over the coding club. Me, with no instruction, right? I didn't want a club at school. I'm talking about at school.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in charge of a club. I don't know about coding. Like, I probably could have told you about that back in high school when I was on like MySpace, but that was like it. So, but this year, I've already got a club, but the lady that's in charge of the clubs really likes me. So she like created this book/craft club. She's like, if you have to do a club, I'm going to give you that one. Because you're the librarian and I already know you like to craft. So.
Okay, so you don't have to do the coding club again.
No coding.
Oh, good.
Which was fine because the kids told me, the kids in the club, not the person I took the club over from, but they told me that all they did was go to coding.org, something like that. They just used a website and they like played games on that website. That was coding club. I was like, cool, because I would not know how to instruct you on that anyway.
Does mom make you tired, Grundy?
Makes you tired? Okay, that's weird.
Grundy, do you have ADHD? That happens to some people with ADHD.
Yeah.
It actually puts them out. Especially if you took Prozac or Ritalin as a child. I mean, not Prozac, Ritalin as a child. Corey, it's okay. Hubby doesn't drink coffee either. He makes my coffee, though, because he loves me. It's just our little thing that we've done for the last 21 years.
Sometimes he even makes you coffee. Your coffee.
I know. It's how he says, I love you. It's one of our love languages. I love him. But he used to be a smart ass about it when we were dating. Like, because that was my thing. You want to go out for coffee? He's like, I don't drink coffee anymore. That's just like we're going out somewhere to decide whether we're eating or drinking or whatever. Let's code for let's go talk in a public area. For the longest time, he always got hot chocolate when I got coffee. He doesn't really anymore, but for a while, quite a while, he did.
So, what does hubby drink?
Iced tea.
Iced tea.
That's it. He used to drink Code Red Mountain Dew every now and then, and every so often Dr. Pepper. But he hasn't in years, like 10 or more.
No,
I'm a little sad to realize I've known him this long and I don't know his drink. Now I know.
Well, and he has a very much routine, of course.
Yeah.
Of how he makes his tea, like every day, every other day, and the youngest is now into his tea, and has been for about a year. But he won't drink anyone else's. It's either too sweet or not sweet enough. He's dad's tea. So at least that's good. I don't have him going buying the syrupy stuff,
right?
Or anything like that. I've tried to give the kid coffee so he'll slow down, but he doesn't like it. My youngest likes coffee. I just don't want to share mine. He doesn't like it enough to ask for it, but he takes drinks out of mine every now and then. So
mine just spills my water all the time. Is that water? Yep. Spills my water all the time. We both like to drink water.
I do 1 cup of coffee a day and then I go to water. Water and Circle. Both. I have a water glass and a Circle. I do both. But
I still drink sodas every once in a while.
I have little ginger ales that are like this big, the little
I
hospital
like the little cans. I don't need a big can.
Yeah, I
It's
just
not even
want a
big
little
can.
bit.
It's just
I just want a
regular
little bit.
soda.
Oh, look
Yeah.
who's knocking on my door!
Knock, knock, knock.
It's Monster!
Monsters on the coffee house?
He's on vacation. Vacation starts today.
Ah.
And for a second, I thought I heard like multiple audios. Like, okay, what's going on?
Oh,
Okay, I got
I
two
hate
web
it when that
browsers
happens.
open, so I was like, close one, close this, close that.
No.
So, yeah, I'm on vacation after like 60 hours of work all week, and I'm just like, I didn't want to play D&D last night, but we did. And like, you know, I had a new pack of edibles, and I ate them, and I was like this.
Aw.
How would I say? Hold the chair back. Just go.
That's how you start your vacation.
And I can't believe it. I was being loud as hell, and I was just like, you know, thank God it's just us five, you know. And I'm like, trying to look, we got to go here, we got to do this, we got to go do that. It's
Going
like,
on a
what's
trip
going
on
on?
an imaginary rocket ship.
And I was like, what's going on with you, monsters? This is how level high are you right now? I was like, we're just getting started. This is only 150 milligrams, Vince. It's not like it's 200. But yeah, but I'm doing all right. So
That's good.
I was supposed to be on vacation last week, but apparently we had like, you know, me and my other department had a higher seniority course. They didn't bother to do anything about this until the week before. They said, well, any way you can change it. It's like, well, can I take it the next week? Following after his vacation. I said, yeah, you can do that. I was like, okay, cool. Well, my department head, he says, I'm doing the schedule. It's like, well, I went ahead and switched it. It's like, you want me to go ahead and give you Saturday off so you can get started vacation? I said, yeah, go ahead. And then I saw a posting on the
I
time
love it
clock
when
that
I
said,
end my vacations with days off.
oh,
I
yeah.
begin my vacations with days off.
Oh, yeah. And then there was a sign on the board that said, anyone that is willing to work overtime this week. And I said, you know what? They made me changes. I'm going to make them pay me for it.
Yeah.
So plus I get the department head pay rate, you know, get the, 20 hours worth of overtime. It's going to be like, oh, yeah. And then taxes are going to take everything out of it. Ryder, what's happening?
Oh, I don't share my drinks with the older two. The older two still use sippy cups because they're the girl can drink from a glass or a straw, but when she's done, instead of putting it aside, she dumps it. Done. So
Yeah.
and she likes to watch the water or whatever. No. I don't care if you're 16. You're gonna use sippy cup if you do that. No. And of course, they'll only use the kind I use for them their whole lives, which Gerber doesn't make very often and are hard to find. And I had a cupboard of ones without valves, and I think my mom went into my back room and took them all out and sent them to the thrift.
Mom!
Because I can buy valves. That's one thing I can buy off Amazon,
Right.
is the valves. So I've been picking it up whenever I see them. You need to have like 4. So the kids have one getting cleaned and one not.
I have to take Tiny Mel to her stepsister's birthday party after this.
Oh, cool. Tell her happy birthday.
All right. I am going to probably make some macaroni and cheese after this.
Ooh!
Confused.
I might have to stop by the store on the way home.
I was just going to say, you don't have any in the cupboard, do you?
No.
And I'm making spirals because that's the best.
I used to eat those a lot.
I don't
when
know
I
that
was
I've
a
had the
kid.
spirals. I like the shells.
I like regular macaronis.
I like all of them, but a slight preference for the shells.
Well, they all have different textures.
Yeah.
They really do. But I used to eat the spiral ones a lot because they always seem cheesier.
I haven't tried the spirals. But I'm the only one who eats it, so I just get the little cups.
Oh, those look nasty. You
They're
just
the
add
same.
water?
Yeah. To me, it tastes just like regular macaroni and cheese. It's the same thing.
I tried to
all
do
it
that
is.
cake in the cup thing.
Oh no, I don't do
was
that.
disgusting.
Yeah.
A waste of money.
No, Alexa will eat brownies, so if I want something like that, I'll make brownies.
Eat
And then
those
we'll eat them
kids so
for
I don't have to look at
breakfast.
them. I swear dessert is for breakfast. Like
Yeah.
any dessert is for
Yeah.
breakfast. It goes well with coffee.
Yeah. Goes well with anything. Hello.
I
love
found
brownies.
these frozen cinnamon rolls in Publix. I don't remember the brand, but they're in a little tin, so you don't even have to.
Mhm.
They are so freaking good. They're like real cinnamon rolls. We had those today for breakfast.
My grandfather makes homemade cinnamon rolls. I haven't had them in years, but I still think about them.
I used to make sticky buns, which, if you all don't know what a sticky bun is, it's a cinnamon roll baked on a bed of butter, pecans, and brown sugar.
Okay, well, that sounds like what he
miss
does. So
those.
maybe they're sticky buns, but whatever. They're
As
delicious.
soon as you said sticky bums, like my stomach just went from being full to empty. It's like I gotta go eat. I'm sorry. You know?
I haven't had those for years. They're testy. You really have to know what you're doing to make them.
Yeah.
They can be a real pain in the ass.
Well, that sounds like what he made, and they're delicious.
That sounds like those
And it was like an overnight thing, I think, or something. I don't know. It took him a long time to make them.
Well, because you have to do everything from scratch.
Yeah.
There's no shortcuts in that recipe. And sometimes I'd make it with dried cherries, the big, real dried cherries. Cinnamon and dried cherries are so good together. Hubby is working today. He'll be home around 7:30 tonight, so I have nothing going on. Oh, Chrissy. Nothing, tra-la-la.
So.
Yeah, Corey's he's working like, I think they're switched into 7/10s now. So
7/10s a week?
Yeah, and then in a month or two, he'll be doing 7/12s. We need a new roof.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why are we doing that? Okay,
we need a new roof.
Especially in Florida, you can't neglect a bad roof.
Yeah.
I remember when I was working out the Space Center, there was a point there where we had the computer room. We needed 2 people in there at all times, and sometimes on the weekends you just have one person. But they had this one person working in the computer room on Sunday, and my boss didn't quite trust her. Didn't know that she'd working the thing. So because I was working 3 to 11. Sunday through Thursday. Well, for that particular thing, it's like, would you mind coming in at 9 a.m. instead on Sunday? So I did a 14-hour Sunday and then 4/8. That paid for several repairs to our house. That did.
Yeah, and that's what he's working on because we need a new roof. He wants to fence in the yard for the dog. He wants to push back some of the swamp in order to put up a fence around the house because it's too close to the house on 2 sides. So there's a lot of things that need to be done here and need money for that.
Welcome to home ownership.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could have done it before. But now we're here and he's like, oh, I got to fix all this stuff. Well, you should have fixed it before. So you guys gave me a reason to want to fix everything.
I was just going to say, he's got purpose now.
So right?
Cute. We need new fence. What? They framed out and laid out rebarb they're going to pour Foundation. Ooh,
just slightly too late.
It's a foundation for the next door house that's going up, and it's supposed to be like mansion-esque house.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong side of the street.
Right.
All the mansions are on that side of the street on the river. So our house is going to go up in price again. Plus, we're dual zoned for commercial and family. So I don't know what we're gonna do. But I'm hoping they put a fence all around, because then that will basically all I'll have to do is buy a front gate in my whole house.
Right.
Yay! Because to redo our whole fence would be $500,000.
Yeah, there's no fence here, and dog. We need to be able to let the dog run. He's gotten out twice.
When we
and
had a
he's
pet,
just off like a shot down the road.
Yep. I was very glad my front and backyard were fenced when we had the pit bull, because she ran paths into the lawn, which made my stepfather absolutely crazy. And I'm like, it's not a big deal. It's Florida.
Yeah. Well, the first time he got out, a neighbor just happened to be driving down the road and drove past the house with him, and they stopped and they're like, "Is this your dog?" We're like, "Yep." And then the second time, Corey went around the block twice. He didn't see him. He was calling for him, whistling for him, everything. So he came back, and I was taking a nap. I didn't even know the dog was gone. He woke me up, and he's like, "Dog's gone." So I went driving down the road, and there he is, 2 houses up on the left, and they're standing at the end of their driveway with him. And I said, "I'm so sorry." They're like, "You chased our dogs into the house." I'm like, "You just wanted to play. I'm sorry." But when he saw me though, it was like, he looked at them like, "Okay, my mom's here. I gotta go. Bye."
Pits are like that. Once we had 2 dogs at our other house, and they lived outside. I tried to make them inside dogs. They did not want to be inside dogs, so nobody yell at me for having outside dogs in Florida. They had a whole screen porch that they laid in. They had a dog shed that I made for them. They were fine. And lots of water, like a 5-gallon jug of water.
And they had all the birds and squirrels they could eat.
And snakes. They loved it. They loved chasing everything.
Yeah, he's an inside dog, but during the day we'll put him out on
a run,
like a 50-foot chain or something. Mm-hmm. And it's long enough he can go under the deck around the house. So he's got shade, and we put his water out there, and he's fine.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't leave. We didn't walk them or anything like that. They didn't want to. They didn't even like collars. So
yeah.
Let them do their thing. They were brothers. They were actually from the same litter.
Right.
And their names were Bear and Shadow. Well, Shadow was kind of the calm one. Shadow would have been an inside dog if Bear would have let him.
Aw.
He loved coming in and sitting by my feet.
Right.
Chilling. Bear could not sit still in the house and would just want to go back out. So anyway, Bear got out of the fence. The fence was open and he got out. And Shadow was just a wreck. You know. So hubby goes looking for him around the cul-de-sac. And when he finds him,
I'd come home at 11 o'clock after work and saw the gate open. And I went back and looked and saw Shadow was gone. I was like, shit. So I'm walking around the cul-de-sac. Okay, I'll let you take that over.
No, go ahead. Finish it.
Okay, so I'm over here calling him and stuff. I can't see him. I figured, had this whole search pattern worked out. Get around to the far side of the little loop that we're on, and all of a sudden I see him come out of the shadows. And he's like, he steps out. And I'm like, Bear? He's like, ha! And he like runs over to me like, oh my god! I didn't know where I was going. Didn't know where I was at. And he was like, I'd be walking back to the house, and he would like walk ahead real fast and then stop suddenly because he didn't want to lose me. And I'd almost trip over him like several times. Finally, we get inside of the house, and Bear sees Shadow, and he runs up to him. And there's like, the thing is, the gate is on it's the backyard that's fenced in. The fence goes up against the front of the house, so that the gate is on one end of the house, and Shadow was on the other end of the house, and I had to literally pick up Bear to get him to go to the
They're sitting next to each other through the fence, with the fence between them, because they did not want to lose each other. So they had to scoop them up and take them to the other side. I love it. Malamute,
our Shadow, Tiny Mouse cat, has never, ever, ever had an inkling to step outside of the house. And since she's been here, she's mostly been in Tiny Mel's bedroom because of the dog. The dog's fine with her. He wants to play. He wants to be friends. She doesn't want to. She hisses at
That's
him.
usually the case, actually.
Yeah, but he's been great with her. It's not him. It's her. Which I kind of figured it would be. Corey was worried that he would like try to attack her. I was like, no, he's not. He's not going to do that. But she's been coming out of her room a little bit more, and I didn't see it. Tiny Mel told me about it, but she's actually gone outside twice now because she was walking the dog and the cat followed. And she's like, she went outside and I just waited to see what she would do. But she just went back inside. She's not an outside cat. Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, but we had we had these cats. There's one the one that we just called little girl. One time she ran outside for a second and looked up and it's like, where'd the ceiling go? It's like, the ceiling is far too far away.
He was like, I'm going outside.
The ceiling went to the sky.
Who took away the sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were born in our house. They were taken in carriers to the vet to get fixed in their shots. So they really had no inkling of what else.
Yeah.
It was scary. How would we find the food? There was no feral cat in those cats. But little girl was an asshole. She had to go. She and I fought a lot when she was there, and I tried to find her homes, and she got returned twice. And then she was sitting on the back of the couch when the boy walked by. He was tiny. And was he like 3? Maybe? Not even. Anyways, he walked by the back of the couch and she smacked him with claws on the head.
Okay.
Oh, he wasn't even. He was about 2. He was young.
Okay.
I never saw this in hubby before, but he went beast mode. He grabbed that cat and tossed her into the front yard. And slammed the door. And she came up and sat on the windowsill for the whole day. He was like, rah, 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 yelling at her. I was like, holy
You're not going to touch my kid.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. No.
Well, it wasn't that she just smacked. It wasn't that she smacked him. She smacked him, and you can tell by the way her claw moved that her paw moved, that her claw caught his skin. On the smack. It's like, oh, you little bitch, that is not happening.
Yeah.
My Shih Tzu will haul ass outside if the door opens. We have to chase her down, but she's like old, like 15, so about 100 in dog years.
Oh, sorry, Sisu. I'm sorry.
Little dogs. The dog I grew up with, Buddha, was like 20 when he died, and he was an Ocelosa Terrier. Ocelosan Terrier, so he's bigger than an Ocelosa Shih Tzu. He's about the size of a terrier, but I used to call him my exploded Q-tip because he had long white hair, and when you brushed it, he went poof.
It's almost time to take Blue to get his injections for the heartworm treatment. So I have to drop him off in the morning. He stays overnight because he's getting an injection when he gets there and another injection the next morning. And then I pick him up. That second morning.
He's going to have anxiety.
Yeah.
We drug him.
Yeah. He's very needy. He needs your attention all the time. I need the pets. I need the cuddles. I need the play.
Need
right
to
now.
Play, need to cuddle, need to touch.
Yep.
Why aren't you watching me? Look at I'm cute.
Yeah. They do have a lot of volunteers, though, so hopefully somebody will be able to. Yeah. I'm sure they'll have somebody go in at least for a few minutes with him. Corey was like, I don't want to leave him overnight. And I was like, well, go stay with him then.
Go stay with him then.
When we had a group, there was about.
They said we could go visit him
one time, and I was trying to get us we were going to volunteer once a month at a humane society. All of us would go in and stuff like that. That is a lot of work to volunteer to work for free.
Yeah.
It never happened. I had done it before up in Michigan, but down here, holy shit, you have to do FBI background checks and all kinds of stuff. It was harder to get in there than to work as an elementary school teacher.
Nah.
I was like, this is crazy. We just got to go walk a dog and clean some kennels, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to sick the FBI on me just to do background checks on dogs. Like, okay.
It was crazy.
There has to be a reason for that. There must have been like a large number of people that were abusive and just wanted to be there so they could be abusive. That's the only thing I can think of.
I wouldn't put it past people for stealing the animals. Especially
or maybe that too, but
dog fighting's kind of big down here. Or was.
But you don't have to steal him. I got him for free.
I know.
Free. Dogs over 30 pounds were free.
Yeah. We found ours. They had abandoned her. And I'm like, we're not leaving her here.
Yeah.
Because we went to pick up the rabbit that they said they needed somebody to take care of. And they were gone. There was nothing left in the house and the rabbit was in the screened in porch area. And when we got there, Sandy was like behind the shed watching us, and then we see this big bag of dog food that they just cut open. She had no water. So hubby sat down on the porch and just sat there.
Yeah.
And sat there while I was getting the rabbit. And finally she came to him, and then she was okay with him touching her, but she wasn't getting in that car. She didn't know about that car. And then once we got her in the car, she wanted to sit on my lap.
Yeah.
And she was as big as Blue.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, no. So she stood on the middle console.
Right.
And that was her spot whenever she was in
That's
the car.
what he does too.
And we had her that year. We had a hurricane. And we had to leave. It was bad enough that we had to leave. We went to South Carolina, one of the Carolinas. I don't remember which one. But anyways, she sat between the youngest two with her feet on that middle panel. She was harder to deal with than the kids. But once we got to the hotel and stuff, she was really good. She didn't bark or anything. She was really good.
Blue will not jump up to get into the car. Especially not Corey's truck. My car, he's a little bit better because it's very low to the ground, which I hate. I want a new car. But he will not jump. You have to help him get in the vehicle.
He needs a step stool.
He needs a step stool. I have seen him twice in this house run and jump on top of something. So it's not that he can't.
It's not that he can't. He just, It took Sandy a while, but we went all the time. Like we took the kids to and from school every day back then, and we were in the car a lot. So she came with us a lot to places, and she loved being in the car. And the first thing we did before we even got home was we took her to PetSmart, and we were walking her around at PetSmart, or we were going to walk around PetSmart. Then I realized she doesn't have a collar or a leash, so we put her in a shopping cart.
Yeah.
She thought she was Queen Sheba, man. She and all the intentions.
Can I share something with you guys? This is entirely, it had nothing to do with dogs. It was just something I came across on Facebook. I just wanted to share this thing. So okay, here we go.
It should be coming up. More life than blood. Why don't vampires suck dick instead? Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. Me, I would start the conversation like that. I watched part of a show. I didn't watch it all because we had the show today, but I was flipping through channels, and on Netflix there's this one called A Discovery of Witches. It's a BBC, and so far I'm only halfway through the first episode. It's really good.
Have you been watching the new Wheel of Time episodes that are coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, she was starting
You
the
got me
second episode,
addicted
but
to that one.
she was watching the second. She started the second episode, but she fell asleep in the middle of the first. That's why I turned it off.
Oh, thank you. I kept nodding out. I told you guys I kept nodding out, so I have to go back.
Ah.
But it's
Yeah, Corey got
really
home
well
last night
done.
and we sat down to eat dinner, and I already had the new episode ready to go. Because he hadn't watched it. I got him into it. So he started from the beginning, but he caught up pretty quick because he just binged it.
Mm-hmm.
But we sat down to what he's like, oh, it's Friday. Like, yep, new episode.
I actually am I started to watch them. I watched like the first 3, I want to say. And I decided I have to wait till they all come out.
Yeah.
Because I can't. I'm too used to being able to binge or at least know that I can watch the next episode the next day. This is why I didn't watch Game of Thrones that first time. Because I caught up and then I had to wait a season for the next season and I just never picked it back up.
There were long periods of wait between those seasons.
I did, however, watch it on Max, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
And because Rabbit kept saying, you have to watch it. So I did. I rewatched the whole thing. And it was pretty good. I didn't like the end. I know
nobody did. Everybody hated the end.
It wasn't terrible, but the writing was very...
It was bad. It was just bad.
It was rushed. The writing was really rushed. And and some of the turns of the characters didn't make any sense.
Right.
So I'm like, well, you can tell he didn't write that.
Yeah.
Because that's not... And from what I hear, that's not how the books ended either.
I could not corroborate that, but...
I finished watching Glow Up last night. I saw that on my Netflix after you said something about it. So my phone.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
We'll talk later. Oh no, you can't anymore.
Nope.
Because they put that new thing on there.
Maybe I'll get it again now that he's rolling in the money.
Netflix isn't that bad. Out of all of them, they're not that bad.
Yeah.
But I have a Roku TV, which I did on purpose because we've been using Roku before they were popular. Because I've been waiting for pay for me TV is what I used to call it. When people are like, "Do you want cable?" I'm like, "No, I pay for like 300 channels and I watch 2."
Right.
And I hardly do that because I have to watch on their schedule.
Right.
I have a computer. I should be able to pick and choose what I watch and when I watch it. And that'll never happen. Ha! I told you guys.
Yeah, but now everybody and their mother has a streaming service, so you may as well be paying for cable. Because there's also on demand.
No, and I'm not. No, I don't. I have my Hulu is my first one I ever got, and I still love it, and I still get a very deep discount because I was basically a beta tester for it. That's when it was only on computers. That was before I got it to the TV.
Yeah.
But I loved Hulu. When I first got Hulu, I thought that was a godsend. That was a blessing. I was like, oh, look at this. But there's tons of free ones, especially on the Roku. There's Freevee and
Pluto.
I
like Pluto. They have a Survivor channel. All Survivor all the time. That was a hard thing to say.
Pluto has a lot of stuff. I don't remember what the other one was, so I can't think of. Freevee, I've been watching stuff on because if you have Prime, Amazon Prime, you get Freevee in your listings.
I'll have to check out Freevee. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever used it.
It has some good stuff and some more recent stuff too.
Yeah.
You started watching the new season of Glow Up last night. Oh, cool! I need to watch that. I think.
What is it?
It's makeup.
Has anybody watched One Piece on Netflix yet? It's really good.
I have not watched the movie. I'm binging the series for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
I might just. I want to watch it. I keep seeing the trailer.
Wait, what is it?
Scene is one of my favorite scenes.
One Piece.
One Piece. Okay. There's a lot of distortion in my audio, so some of it's hard to. I can't always tell what you're saying.
Yeah, they just approved the 2nd season.
They did?
Yep.
I really miss my phone that I could use headsets with.
I still have my phone that I can use headsets with, and I don't even use it for streaming anymore. I do not want to get a new phone without an audio jack. I don't want
If my phone hadn't died, I'd still be using it. I mean, the 22 is great, but it does not have the 3.5 millimeter jack.
I have an S10 Plus, and I've had it since they were new, and I like it. The only thing that I liked better, there are two. Okay, I loved my Trio. That was my first smartphone, and I loved that thing. And it was in all the TV shows. All the TV shows. Criminal Minds use those. So if you know, they looked really sharp. And I'm like, oh, look, it's my... Hubby has a device he uses for his computer.
This is a Bluetooth receiver, and it's got a little it's got the 3.5 millimeter jack right there, so I can sync that up to my phone, and I can use my darn headset.
Your plugins.
Yeah, my plugins.
So I might have to look into that, because I tried to get some kind of dongle or whatever, and that did not work. Because it doesn't. The port that I was plugging it into does not have input. You can't.
Yeah. The other end is the micro USB charger.
Yeah.
It holds the charge pretty well.
I'll have to try to find that.
We'll send you. We got it on Amazon for a couple bucks. We'll send you this.
Maybe hubby can send me a link.
I bet he could.
I'll try and find it.
Thank you.
Tubi. That's the one I was trying to think of. Chrissy thinks Tubi is free.
Yeah, Tubi is good too.
Tubi. I forgot how much. Alien Nation. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was kind of.
It was like an old series movies.
I love that. Alien Nation was a TV show about these aliens. They were slaves on ships, and the ships crashed, and now they're immigrating. They're trying to get into everyday life of people, but they're stronger than humans, and their sense of smell is better, and all kinds of stuff. But
salt water is poisonous to them.
Yeah, salt water is like acid. So, anyways. It was basically a cop show with aliens, because one of the aliens becomes a cop and his partner. So I hadn't watched that since I think it was out. I don't think I watched it when it was out in the 80s, and I was young. And I rewatched it on Tubi, and I forgot how much I hated the last season. It was terrible. And it was like a cliffhanger, and they never finished it.
Wow.
I was so mad. I'm like, I forgot about this. Damn it.
I've been watching The Resident, because the first time I watched it, I only watched like maybe the first season and a half, and no, just the first season. I don't think I really got too far into the second season, but I think I'm about halfway through the second season now. I'm going to load further.
Hubby, what was the name of that one? With it was newer than Alien Nation. It was like Armageddon type.
Oh, the one where they're over here settling in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Defiance.
Defiance. Thank you. If you haven't seen Defiance, watch Defiance if you can find it, because it was really good. Even if you just watch it for the makeup. The makeup jobs were amazing in that show. They spent a lot of money on that show. But it really does have some good storylines, too, which you don't. They touch on a lot of today issues.
Yeah.
But with aliens instead of people.
What you doing, Rabbit?
Chilling, vibing.
RuneScape.
Not RuneScape. No, I'm just on my phone. I'm getting my.
Oh, I saw you sign into RuneScape earlier. My computer pops up when any of my friends sign in.
Yeah, it tells you when I'm on RuneScape.
Yep.
So how many hours I've invested
if I'm at
the
this
last
computer.
week since we've talked about it. You should see how many hours I have in there.
Sisu.
I really, really want to play one of the Fallouts now that I've seen the aesthetic of it. I really want to play one. And Anne was like, I've played them all and I love them. And I'm like, now I want to play one. But they're
He's
expensive.
probably talking about the newer ones. The original
She
ones
likes
were
Las
original.
Vegas the best.
Originals were all turn-based. You had to strategize, like, okay, you have this guy stand right here. There's a bad guy right here. You try to shoot him or hit him, like, miss, and he just, like, shoots you and you're dead. Like,
Oh, that's kind of like Mario versus Rabbit.
yeah.
We've been playing a lot of Uncharted, which you probably would like, Vixie, because it's like treasure hunter kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of shootout scenes, but it's like treasure hunters and solving puzzles.
Ooh. What was it called?
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
It's a PlayStation game. Well, I don't think it's on other platforms. I don't know.
I can
But
look on Steam. There's a lot of stuff on Steam that's on other platforms.
They've been adding a lot of PlayStation games to Steam lately.
Yeah. I keep getting notices.
But we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we just kind of
stuff in your wish
play
list
all
is
of them.
on sale.
Then we beat them,
I'm
and
like,
we
I
go to
don't
the
have
harder
buy
level.
this shit anymore.
We play together because I don't like the shootout stuff. He's like, here's a puzzle. Your turn. I'm getting better at the shootout stuff, but I like the puzzle parts.
I'm not terribly good at the shootout stuff, but I try.
Well, they have things to assist you. They have like target assist.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to be great at that. You can just enjoy the puzzles.
Like No Man's Sky. You have to kind of be you have to mine stuff, you have to build stuff, you have to fix stuff. There's lost alien nations language that you're trying to learn. You're building a spaceship, so you go off to other planets it's huge. It's crazy huge. But the one thing I hate is I have to be on my best game paying attention or I'm gonna die because everything's out to kill you. It's like living in Florida.
Yeah, Tiny Mel woke up a couple weeks ago. She woke up and she had these like bites all up and down her arms. And she had been sick that weekend. She had been in bed all weekend. She didn't leave the house. But she had all these bites all up and down just her arms. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh God, does she have bed bugs? Like she just started a new school or she's been over at this person's house. Maybe they have bed bugs and she brought them home. And we couldn't figure out what they were because they didn't look like ant bites. They didn't look like mosquito bites. I still don't know what they were, but she never got any more after that. It was just that one night she woke up with all those bites. Thank you, Florida.
Oh, thank you, Florida. It was probably a spider.
I mean, we were sending pictures to his mom, my mom, like my dad, his dad. Like, what is this?
I woke up last
Everybody
night and I had
had something else they thought
mosquito
it was.
bites all up and down my forearm, like tons of them.
Yeah.
Driving me.
She had them on her fingers all the way up to,
It's crazy.
And I'm like,
They're
well, did you
mosquitoes.
sleep
They're
with your
in the
arms
house.
outside of the blanket? But like I said, thankfully she hasn't gotten any more, so not bed bugs.
Yeah. Whatever it is, probably dead.
And bed bugs typically attack other parts of your body, not your arms.
Warmer, moister parts.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a lot of spiders in the house, but they don't typically bother us. We leave them alone. They leave us alone. We're good.
It's good to have spiders and lizards in your house down here because they eat all the bad shit.
Oh, we've got lizards too, but they don't bite, so.
Yeah, just so y'all know, there are like 3 different kinds of lizards down here. One are called crocodile lizards, alligator lizards. They're a bit longer and they're black. They're not chameleon like. Those suckers bite and it hurts.
We don't have those. We do have a couple skinks and I don't remember what the other one is. Just a regular little lizard.
Yeah, chameleon. It's a chameleon. The little ones. They don't change real big colors, but they do change color. And those you can hang from your ears, your nose. People do that all the time.
I opened the front door one day to leave, and a skink fell on my head and then down my arm.
I've never seen them off the ground.
I know. I know, but I looked down and that's what it was. It was a skink.
Oh, wow. Well, first time we saw one, my mother and I, when we were doing yard work, we didn't know what it was.
I didn't know either. I had to Google it the first time I saw one here.
So we threw it in a trash can, an empty trash can, on the bottom of an empty trash can, and started asking people as they're passing by, do you know what this is?
Yeah, they looked weird. I was like, what is that? I had to Google it.
They have front legs and no back legs. And they're thick.
And they had the stripe.
There is pygmy rattlers down here that almost don't look like snakes because they're so thick. And they're not very long.
Yeah.
But they are poisonous. Venomous.
It's Florida. Just about everything is.
Yeah. And we have... I lived here for quite a while. I didn't think we actually had panthers. Florida panthers is it's our state animal.
We've got one around here because sometimes at night, and I haven't heard it in a while, so maybe it moved on. But I would go outside, and it sounded like a woman screaming. But that's
what they sound like. It sounds like a woman
like...
dying.
Yeah. The first time I heard it, I was like, "What is going on in these woods around here? Like we're in the woods. Our nearest neighbors are far.
Knock on the cabin door.
Yeah.
Knock on the cabin
what is
door.
going on? What did I walk into?
Don't have sex. You'll be killed next. That's just the way it works
around here. Is this where they torture people?
I'm about to say, here comes out for the bedroom. Say, call the police. Call the police. Horrible, horrible. Worse than Friday the 13th, Part 4. You know, or whatever. You know.
I know. I told Corey, I was like, I heard screaming last night. He was like, oh, that's probably a panther.
I was driving down the road. This road called Boggy Creek, which is one of the old roads in Orlando that go through the swampy areas. And there's not a lot of houses. There's not enough lights. Kind of roads I like to drive because nobody else likes it and they're not in my way. But all of a sudden I saw movement and I stopped the car. I slowed down, then I stopped because I was worried it was a person or something like in the ditch because I saw movement. And all of a sudden, this big cat jumps onto my hood of my car and looks at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. And I just waited and it went along its business. And the next day I was telling my roommate, I said, Jen, this happened. And she's like, no, it didn't. And I'm like, yes, it did. When have I ever lied to you?
Yeah.
So we went out and there were paw prints on my thank God there were paw prints. I'm like, that thing was face to face with me. I was like, holy shit. I wasn't scared. I was just impressed. I was like, they're real.
Yeah. I don't like our road. It's clay. I think we've talked about this before, but any rain just washes out the road. Like there's like this big of a trench, like this deep of a trench, almost all the way across. So it's like playing a video game. Right, left. Just trying to drive down the road. Huh?
You need to get a big truck.
I do. I don't want a big truck, though. I want maybe like an SUV. I don't like SUVs, but I need something other than my little tiny... I hate driving my car. I can't see around other cars because I'm so low. Anything blocks my vision. I hate that. And then my car does not like these roads at all. I will sometimes go around the long way instead of taking our road just because it's so washed out. And they don't grade it often enough. Like they graded it right before the hurricane come through.
Okay, you go get a spring mattress and you take all the mattress off the spring mattress and you tie it to the back of the truck. Does Corey have a truck?
Yep.
And you pull that shit down the road.
We could have done that.
I know how to
deal with it. We got rid of his bed when I moved in because we were keeping mine. We should have done that with it.
Yep. That's exactly what you do. And it works. I'm a farm girl. Because in Michigan, stuff like that happens all the time. But most of the time, the road is frozen. So you don't have to do it except for in the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm not buying a whole grader system for that. I'm buying a snowplow.
Yeah, apparently they grade like every 2 weeks or something, regardless of what the road looks like. They're on a schedule and they're sticking to that schedule.
Oh, so it's a county road then. It's not a private road. Yeah, ours were private roads we had to do. We didn't have anybody who's going to do it for
No,
us.
it's not a private road.
Myrtle says, I caught a raccoon on my Ring doorbell the other day. I want one of those just to catch people doing shit. I know people come into my yard because I can hear the gate.
Yeah.
Like anywhere I am, I can hear the front gate because I have very good hearing. And I'm the only one in the house who has really good hearing, but I have really good hearing. So I hear it. I'm like, somebody just said at the gate, and nobody hears me that I said that. And I know stuff's going on. I have to start locking it again. It's been years since I've locked it. I used to padlock it though. And I also have to build one of those things for packages, one of those boxes where they can put stuff in, but you need the key
Can't
to
take
get
it out.
Because we have had some stuff disappear from the delivery. And it's hard to prove that when you got a picture of it sitting on your front porch. So, but I love watching those doorbell ring things.
There's one at my mom's house, and I used to use that to know when Tiny Mel got home from school when I was at work. Because I said, text me when you get home, and she would forget sometimes, but I would get that notification from the ring. And then we moved here, and so she has to ride. She has to go to his mom's. We had to use his mom's address for her to get into not a terrible school. She goes to a great school. We're zoned for a terrible school. So his mom's right up, maybe like 10 minutes up the road, but they're zoned for the better school. So I drop her off in the morning there, and she hangs out with his niece, and they ride the bus together to school because she's 15. She's a year young, not even a year younger than Alexa, whatever. Anyway, but in the afternoons, I asked her to text me and let me know when he picked her up, because usually he was picking her up. And if he didn't get there in time, I would go pick her up, whatever. I was like, so let me know when he picks you up so I know if I need to go that way, because that's going to change. Anyway, she would never text me. So I found Life 360. Now I know where she is all the time.
I could have told you about that. I'm sorry. I love that app.
I was like, I need to know where you are. Need to know when you're home. And now she's got a friend taking her home sometimes instead of riding the bus. I'm like, I need to know if I need to go pick you up or not.
I miss having the hum in our van. We used to have a hum, which is by Verizon. And it's like having an OnStar, only cheaper, one. And you get Wi-Fi in your car.
Yeah.
And you get like report cards every month of what the driving was like.
Right.
And where it's gone, and how your gas mileage was, and all kinds of stuff. And it saved our asses when we got stuck in the sugar sand and that thing broke our van.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even get 911 on my phone, which I kept trying to because I was really worried. At one point, we thought we were going to die of exposure because there was nothing anywhere, and it was 100 and something degrees and no air conditioning because they broke my van. Anyway. That Verizon chick saved our lives. So that was the only time I've ever felt like I was on the edge of death in my life. And I've done some pretty stupid shit in my life.
Right.
But that was the only time I've ever felt like I was on the edge of death. It was terrible. And then they broke my van and left.
Yep. Trying to get it out.
Pissed. They're lucky. I was mad, but we found this tow company called Cheshire Cat Towing, and if anybody knows me, I'm an Alice in Wonderland fanatic. And when I saw that, I'm like, this is it. This is what we need. So I said, I have a video of him trying to pull me. You can kind of see the logo, but you can't read it. And I showed it to him. He goes, oh, I know who they are. I'll call them in the morning. He basically reported them for me to my insurance company, so they bought me a new van. I was like,
great show. I love you all. I'm glad we did this.
We have Cards Against Humanity tonight at 8 o'clock if anybody wants to show their faces. Last week was crazy funny. And there wasn't many of us, but it was crazy funny.
I'll say I had last Saturday off. I was like, what happened?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't work last Saturday night, but I was just like, someone said cards is canceled. I'm like, what?
Oh, maybe we did. Maybe it was the
Yeah.
week before. Because I was really sick last week and I canceled a few shows because I was really
Yeah,
sick.
the week before, it's like I worked an evening shift and I had to miss both that and Sunday. So I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
So, yeah. Right now we're doing the 8 o'clock shows in the coffee houses. We're not doing the other shows. We're going to work on the lineup. Well, I'll get you guys more information in the Discord channel if you want to know what's going on. Hit the Discord channel and watch for my everyone bit, and it'll be a big post about what's going on as soon as I figure it out. Because shit's in kind of limbo right now.
Shit's
But
in
we
limbo,
love
I know.
you. And we will see you tonight for Cards Against Humanity 8 o'clock.
Zardos.
Zardos. All right, love you. Bye.
Love you.
Love you,
Bye.
It is by will alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Java that thoughts acquire speed, that the lips acquire stain, the stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Oh Lord, give me coffee to accept the things I cannot change, the extra espresso shot to change the things I can, and one more cup so I can tell the difference. Grande.
Hail, coffee full of cream, caffeine is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst the beverages, and blessed is the result of thy consumption, wakefulness. Holy coffee, color of mud, be there for us workers, now at the hour of our commute, so must it brew.
Caffeine is my shepherd, I shall not doze. It maketh me to wake in green pastures, it leadeth me beyond the sleeping masses, it restoreth my buzz, it leadeth me into a path of consciousness for its name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of addiction, I fear no equal, for thou art with me. Thy cream and thy sugar, they comfort me. Thou preparest a carafe before me in the presence of Juan Valdez. Thou anointest my day with pep, my mug runneth over. Surely richness and taste shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Duncan forever.
Good morning, Planet Flipside. How about you this morning? We saved you a seat. May your coffee cup runneth over, and may your day be magical.